All right, what's going on, guys? Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. It is 8:59, almost 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, September 14th on a Monday, new week, full 5-day week. Thanks again for stopping by. Morning note, GAR Capital. Make sure to click bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little white square. Make sure to subscribe, to like, and turn on notifications for all our videos. We do this every day, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We answer your questions and talk the market. So let's go ahead and get started. Dow futures up 240 points on the future side. Nasdaq futures up 144, 1.31, outperforming. S&P futures up 1.14%, 3361. Russell 2000 index futures up 1.37%. Crude oil continues to fall, down about 1%. Bitcoin is up about nearly 2%, 10,540. Gold is up nearly 1%, 1965 an ounce. Silver futures up about 1.72% at 27.32 an ounce. Euro dollar for my Forex people up 30 pips, 118.77. Dollar yen is down about 19 pips. Dollar index down 0.38% right below the 93 handle. And the VIX is down 1.82% pre-market at 26.22. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what I'm looking at here. Looking at some futures movement here, but not much to get crazy about. We do have some news on M&A, which is mergers and acquisitions, and we'll go over that. So what I do want to see here is a continuation here to the downside. There is really nothing has changed. I can go ahead and draw a trend line if you like, and you could see pretty much that we've been kind of stuck in this bear channel here. You could see just continuation to the downside. Every single pop has been sold. So you could see just a continuance of that still trend line to the downside. September has been very bearish so far, as we're about 2 weeks in. We are above the 100-day moving average on E-mini futures, but still well below the 200-day moving average, which would probably change our trend to the upside. But nothing really has changed. It's nice to see some green, obviously, but again, it may not last. Your level to break to the upside, a nice level to break out of this trend would probably be around 33.75. So I want to keep an eye on that thing. I'm not exactly to the point I want to buy calls at this very second because everything is just still range bound. Nothing has really changed. If you want to take a look at Qs, same thing. We're still below that fib line. We're still below the 100 and the 50. We're still below on spot. We're still above the 50 and the 100 on spot as well, just like an ES. And looking at Nasdaq, I'll go ahead and put a couple of trend lines here on the 1 hour chart. And again, it's a little more, not as pronounced, the trend line, but again, you could see just a bearish fall still. So the channel is a little wider, obviously. You can probably get up to around 11,358 on the Nasdaq, but you could still see that trend is still moving down. Again, the sell, the rip moments are still in play. I mean, nothing has really changed fundamentally as of yet. Again, it could be just sentiment, it could be just raising cash, a weak September, a profit taking, you name it, election fears. Pick your excuse in the wheel, but it's there so far. But again, a nice bounce in futures, just nothing to get crazy about. This week, I really want you to look at the market as a set of landmines on the field. Again, you just want to kind of tread slowly. You don't want to step on a landmine. If you get into something, you almost want to get out same day, if anything. But again, try to keep your expectations low. Instead of trying to go for 40%, maybe go around for 30, 25%. Take a look at some things. Don't feel the need to get into every trade. Take your time because at 9:30 this could all be sold. For all we know, we could sell right off at 9:30 at the cash open, which we've been seeing on E-mini futures and Nasdaq. So nothing has really changed as of yet. No real big news over the weekend. The only thing that kind of came out that may have been a slight catalyst is that AstraZeneca is continuing their trials for the vaccine in the UK after pausing it. We have also some merger and acquisition news. I'll go ahead and read it to you. Verizon is buying out TracFone, the prepaid phone service. Let's see some other news here. Not exactly merger and acquisition, but kind of cool. Trump tweets that he wants Joe Rogan to moderate the debate. That's Spotify's podcast person, if you don't know who that is. DraftKings was initiated with a peer perform at Wolf Research. NKLA still remains a prove me stock, says Wedbush. We could take a look at NKLA together. It was down as much as 14% pre-market. Now it is almost flat. Currently, it's about $1 down. Mnuchin says Trump administration will review Oracle proposal for TikTok this week. Looks like Oracle is in the lead as TikTok rejects Microsoft's bid. That'll hurt probably Microsoft and Walmart. Microsoft's down $1 pre-market. I still like it below 200. I will be adding shares at that level. And Walmart is down 20 cents on that news. Mnuchin says he's open to open talks on stimulus, no conditions. Mnuchin says we'll continue to work on COVID-19 aid. Let's see. Yep, TracFone was bought by Verizon from American Mobile for 6.25 billion. Let's take a look at Verizon on that news. It is up about let's see, about 30 cents on that news. Nothing really crazy. Again, the Nikola shares were down due to the short seller Hindenburg's report. Was a pretty ugly pre-market. Nvidia is also buying the chip arm of SoftBank. So Nvidia was popping on that news. You can see it is up nearly $40 a share. I do own shares. I went ahead and bought the dip, of course, and I still like it here. Again, we're still a little ways away from the all-time highs. I wouldn't jump right away into Nvidia, but I love the fact it's above the 200-day. The question is, does it hold? So Nvidia is under watch because this right here, the 200-day, would probably tell me a change in trend. And again, I've loved Nvidia. I've been saying that's a great stock to own. Let's see if we get that push. But 519 is nice. If there's a level that you want to play, you can always take a look at the 540s for this week. Let's see how that volume comes in. I think there was one more M&A news. It was due to, I believe, Overstock was initiated coverage by Needham, $96 price target. Micron was upgraded from Goldman Sachs neutral to buy. There was also news that Credit Suisse and UBS would merge, the Swiss banks. Goldman Sachs downgrades MGM from neutral to sell. Toyota was upgraded to outperform from neutral at Credit Suisse. But I'm looking at the other number here that was like, oh, wait, Gilead transaction is anticipated to close during Q4 of 2020. They will be buying IMMU, Immunomedics, for $88 a share in cash. I want to take a look at that price. This is how it goes in regards to biotech. We closed at 42.25. It is now at 86.95. Quite a premium that Gilead pays. I am not a Gilead shareholder. I am an IVB shareholder. I don't like these kind of moves. I don't like this kind of premium you paid for a biotech. Biotechs always merge and buy each other out. I think that's a little much. Mulan collects 23.2 million at movie box offices in China over the weekend. That's a good sign. Disney is up slightly, a little bit of a gap up. 131.75 at the close on Friday to 132.39. And let's see here. Okay, so the SoftBank owned ARM Holdings near sale to Nvidia. Cash and stock deal will be more than 40 billion. The deal will be announced later this week. So that's kind of the big deal. Yeah, I went ahead and tweeted about it. For 40 billion, that's the number, and it should be closing here soon. We'll probably get the details on it. But Nvidia is on the move with that information. If you're a shareholder, you are very happy with that. As Nvidia had also a positive note from Goldman Sachs regarding their chips and regarding video gaming. Them and AMD, you can take a look at that. I went ahead and tweeted it out on our Twitter at G.A.R Capital. Any kind of news, you definitely want to keep it locked on that Twitter because we try to keep as updated as possible all the news you need to know. There's a couple of things I also want to look at as well before I end my monologue. I also want to take a look at silver as the dollar gets a little weaker. Let me go ahead and bring this up. SLV needs to retake 25.33. That's your 200-day. Could be interesting for a breakout. GLD needs a little more. It is above the 200, which is nice. You could always target the 185s. As it broke over the 200, I like that. And again, the dollar is weaker, about 0.43%. So I think probably SLV will probably be your better bet here. As you can see, it broke above the fib line. But again, it is kind of range bound-ish. It's not exactly set up yet to play. GLD, if you do play it, try the 185s, maybe 186s. Keep your mindset in check regarding to risk management. And in regards to silver, I think the best bet would be GLD instead of SLV. But again, you could see it wants to take out that 200-day moving average, was right around 25.32. You break that, then you can start taking a look at 25.50s or 26s. We just really have to depend on the volume, as always. We also have tomorrow, which is Apple's report or Apple's unveiling of their new products. There has been no confirmation of their phones. I believe they will have their phone announced today. It is up $2 a share. I think that I am a little bullish on Apple. I do have a little bit of a bias, obviously. Looking at the chart here, it is not bullish. But again, in order to get bullish on Apple, you need to get 120. We could hit 120 this week, but again, it really depends on the announcement, and that's kind of like earnings. Can't really base any trades on that unless you're really risking it. But again, that's what I'm looking at as well. All right, good morning, everybody. Do you think SoftBank's change in strategy will affect the Nasdaq? No, SoftBank again is regards to he's talking about this is Bill talking about the trading aspect of SoftBank really going into long option contracts. I don't think it'll affect the Nasdaq that much. As you see, we're up this week too. But again, you may see some volumes drop down, sure. In regards to the Nasdaq, again, it is OpX week. Futures and options contracts do expire on the same day on Fridays, what we call quad witching. So very, very important to see. Good morning, Officer Better. Let's do it. Where did you get the source of the news? It's on Twitter. This is TweetDeck is what I use. Feel free to use TweetDeck. You could follow us. You could follow a ton of great people. I put a video on it on YouTube regarding what do we follow on our morning, how we do our mornings here. So take a look at that. Really good stuff. Let's see. Tesla to 390. I had not looked at Tesla today, but let's take a look at it. One of my larger positions in my portfolio. It's up about $9. I do have a target of 400. It is above the 100-day, but not enough to trade it here. But I still think that we can get to 400 by the end of the week. Is 115.80 a good line to start looking at calls for Apple breaking that mark? Let's take a look at Apple. Yeah, I think you're looking at the 50-day moving average. I would honestly say the 117, which is your 100-day. If you break that, then it'll start getting a little more interesting. NKLA long put for January 15, 2020. That's a bit longer. I don't know your strike price on that, but again, it doesn't look pretty NKLA here. You could see obviously on a daily looks a little stronger than it would be on an hourly. But again, just a lot of news headlines. Again, you could say the same thing about Tesla, but again, at least Tesla has created tangible products. Nikola has not created a product yet that's for sale. That's the problem. Good morning, Carlos. I have the 120 Apple October 16. Thoughts on Apple? Apple, I talked about earlier. Again, I want to retake that 100-day. Again, tomorrow's going to be huge. I'll be watching that unveiling of the new products on Apple and also the phones if they are released. So I'll be live tweeting, watching that. If you are interested in listening or watching me talk about the Apple report or Apple unveiling, make sure to follow us on Twitter at GAR Capital. Of course, it's free. Feel free to follow us. Really do appreciate it. I'll be live tweeting during the announcement. So anything new, you will know about it first. Lululemon or Nike, which one has more potential for upside based on current price? That's a really good question. I like that. I own both, and I think Lululemon has more potential for growth. Obviously, Nike is at new all-time highs. If you want to go and compare the dailies, if we're investors, you could see beautiful upside. Nike was one of our top 10 stocks of 2020, guys. Don't forget. And Lulu is a little backpedal off the new all-time highs. But again, I think this is probably a good buying opportunity, which I already did, right around $300. I think right around $300, you still get more upside. Lululemon is a higher tier, a little more quality brand of sports apparel. I think once COVID ends, this is a nice bet on ending of COVID. Everyone getting back to the gym, everyone getting back to shape. I like both, but I think Lulu has a little more upside room. Thoughts on AMD? Love AMD long term. Goldman Sachs had a very positive note with them and Nvidia. I went ahead and retweeted it. Take a look at that. It was this morning, and I do like AMD to the upside. I would say that if I would probably buy more shares right around 68.72, there's a gap to fill here on the daily, so you can get a little more weakness, obviously. But again, 68.74 would probably be a really good level to buy some more shares, and I don't mind because I really love AMD long term. They have the new next generation console chips. Let's see how Christmas does. Obviously, they even with that positive note, they're down pre-market, but Nvidia is doing a little better, outperforming. I own both, but again, I have my alert set for AMD. Level for AMD calls. There is no level for calls here because you're testing the lows. If you wanted to get into calls, you really have to break above $80 a share, which is your 100-day moving average. Again, you need a $4 move. Are you still holding Babbitt calls? I am. I am holding those Babbitt calls. The long-term play that I have. I believe those are the ones for September 18th, the 300s. Boy, I need a push, but we could probably get it. Baba likes to move. Again, maybe some initiation, some good news. But again, I'm down like 96% on it, so I can hold that thing. I went, one position, full position. Full position for me is right around $1,000. So even if I took an L on that trade, I can live with that. Again, it's by proper risk management. Again, in order for my trade to even do anything, I need to get above the 200 day. But again, I'm not going to close it down right now, anyways. But again, I'm still bullish on BABA. Doing some more shopping. Yes, if we get a pullback, I will be doing some more shopping. Absolutely, you know me. And I still buy my SPY G every week. Everyone knows this. So, I got my Bitcoin every week that I buy. But again, stock shopping really doesn't end. But again, I have a couple levels that I'm looking at for sure. FedEx gonna looking great for earnings. That is on Tuesday, yes. It's gonna beat earnings. Do you think it's gonna go up or not sure? Well, FedEx has definitely moved. That's for sure. You could see on the hourly it has been just chugging higher. I hate to play earnings. I'll give you an example. I told our students, let's demo Peloton, the 100 calls. Great volume, and I'm going to show you real quick. I demoed this trade, by the way. I did not use my live money. We got into a pre-market right at 9:30, the big drop. This is why you demo earnings. I would not play earnings on FedEx. Be very careful. Again, even a bullish run, you could get a nice flush. So if you do want to play FedEx, I recommend you demo that trade just to get your analysis right. Don't risk real money on FedEx here on earnings. What indicators do you watch for market reversal? Best thing I see is the 100-day and the 200-day. 200-day text my trend. Again, a trend reversal for me is usually the 200-day break down or break up. But again, you have to kind of look at the full picture as well. Are we seeing 11.5 or NQ or 10.9 today? That's a really good question as well. And here's the problem with that is because every time at 9:30 in the morning, we get a sell-off. So I'm more indicative of saying 10,900 on NASDAQ because we're not going to get, bro. I would mean, it'd be nice if you're a bull and you could see a break of this trend line, which would probably be around 11,361. 11,500, that'd be huge. I don't think we get there. We're still below the 50-day. We might reject that in the morning right at 9:30 and get back down to around 10,900, which is around the lows. So I would say that. Roku based on current price, do you see the potential as economies open? I love Roku. I own it long term. It's one of our top 10 stocks as well. I see massive potential to the upside. They make tons of cash. They do very well. Again, tech has been moving to the downside, so we know this. Anything that has been absolutely on a tear has been profit taken, sold off. So you could see the 61.8 fib again. You could probably bounce from there. Nothing to play here, but if I was to buy more shares, I definitely want to see this reversion back to around 148. If it gets to 148, I will be adding to my Roku position, which I own. So again, below that, I will be buying Roku. I was thinking about FedEx 245s. Again, FedEx, you have to be extremely careful. I just demo that trade. I'd feel better if you demo that trade because it seems like complete gambling. If you're taking a look at 245s, amazing volume. But again, they report tomorrow. I'd rather you demo it. If they reported on Wednesday, I say go for it for today. If you get that continuation, but right now, I just wouldn't. It's up pre-market nicely, but I think it's just getting run up to the earnings and it'll probably sell off. So I prefer you don't. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. GAR Capital FX.com is our website. Make sure to check us out. We got some new cool things coming. We're working on the merchandise store as well, and I'll get you some information on that when it comes in. We're still working on it. And I also have the podcast on the elections coming soon. I'm just waiting for the first debates. I was thinking about the 245, 250, February 18th for next year. That's a little too far out. So I guess you're going some leap calls. If you really want to invest in FedEx, why don't you just buy the stock if that's the case? You want to wait for February. If you're going to wait for February, then the 250s are fine. If you really want to go that far and pay that premium. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. GARCapitalFX.com is the website. Make sure to like and subscribe our videos. Bottom right-hand corner, that little square there to turn on notifications. As always, like and subscribe. Appreciate you. As always, have a great rest of your Monday. Please be very careful trading today. It could get very, very choppy. Choppy, sit on your hands. Be patient. Be a sniper. Take your time. Take your time. One day does not a trading career make. 1 week does not a trading career make. Take your time. This is your money. Be very, very cautious, especially with the landmines around. We'll talk to you guys soon. See you on Tuesday. Have a great rest of your Monday.